Welcome to the video, guys. Before we start, what you need to do is become a male gigolo and convince your clients to subscribe to Moist Turnip Gaming, as the majority of my viewers are male and I have a feeling most of you don't like a sausage fest. Thanks in advance. Okay, so the first thing I want to get into in this video is the release date. Far Cry 6 was officially announced of July 2020 and was supposed to be released in February 2021. So technically, me and you are supposed to be balls deep in the new Far Cry world right now. However, due to you know what, it got delayed, and we have heard less than I heard from my biological father when I was a child. Love you, Dad. Now, there has been an announcement that E3 will be returning in June of this year, 2021 that is, to basically talk Far Cry 6 and why broccoli looks like miniature trees, so we can all have fun pretending we're giants. In my last video, I mentioned the next Far Cry will probably be released in, 2022? Early 2022. However, I have changed my mind on this. It's clear that the game was ready, or at least close to being ready, but needed a few weeks, or tweaks should I say. I personally think it was just ready to go and would perform great just like my best friend's mum. And even if it wasn't 100%, it shouldn't need a whole year or more till release. I mean, honestly, I think that we will get information in May or maybe in the summer around, June, so the E3. But I honestly think that we have a release date around November or December. I would say that I could be wrong, but I'm always right, even when I'm wrong. So let's talk about why this will be the best Far Cry yet, and that you will probably think so regardless of which game you like the best. Personally, I loved 3 best, followed pretty closely by 4. But one thing about both of those games is the environment is pretty much the same throughout the map. For example, Far Cry 3 was very tropical, 2 was mostly savanna and a bit of forest, and 4 was very mountainous, being in the Himalayas. Far Cry 5 had a bit of diversity in its environment, but nothing crazy. As most of you know, we will be getting a large urban area for the first time in a Far Cry game. Some people are excited about this, others not so much. Personally, I think it's good that they are trying new things. However, it can also be a disaster, much like the time my friends in school started smoking cigarettes, and it was the cool thing to do. I wanted to strive to be the coolest, go above and beyond, so I hit the crack pipe. Things unsurprisingly went downhill from there. Now, I do believe there is huge potential about having a large urban area. I just hope they do it right. Now, if you look at what comes with the collector's edition, you can see a map with 4 distinct areas, including the main city and smaller towns and villages. It seems to be a very diverse amount of terrain. I honestly think what will make this game the best Far Cry yet is the diversity in its environment, as we all loved the previous game for its setting. Personally, Far Cry 3 was amazing because I just love going around the jungle and the history behind that. The gameplay hasn't changed too much, and I think the Far Cry 6 map can offer something for everyone. There can be jungle, which is already confirmed, along with the urban city, which is obviously confirmed, but on the map we also see the small towns we are familiar with, and they played a very important role in being that safe space we can cry in peace when our feelings are hurt. I'm really excited for the new terrain, as it will be the first Far Cry game that will have multiple terrains completely different depending on what area of the map you're in. This opens up so many possibilities. Now, from what I can tell, the story will involve the dictator of Yara poisoning food and resources across the country, then selling pills in order to stop the population from getting sick. Wow, just sounds like real life, really. But let's be honest, the story has never been the main focus of Far Cry. Its max potential shines through its gameplay. There is something so satisfying about liberating an outpost 1 minute and then massacring a herd of deer afterwards. The crafting system has always been simple, just like Xbox players, and I think they should really keep it this way. The only problem is, some of the best perks can only be attained around the time you're actually finishing the main story, and I find that to be highly frustrating, and it gets me thinking, what's the actual point? I have high hopes for this next game, as everything looks promising. Let me know what you predict for the next game in the comments below. I'm confident we will see something like some gameplay footage, for example, very soon. Thanks for watching, guys, and remember to keep it